Hey guys, Ilya here, and this time I have something truly interesting for you. This time we're watching two replays from one battle at the same time. We're watching replays of two platoon mates, me and KrokodilMitButterbrot. So we're playing in tier 5 light tank Leopard, both of us. We both have autoloaders, and we start immediately with going to the eastern flank because we are kind of expecting that. Well, we're a top tier, so we'll have to make a damage contribution there. But then I just noticed that there are so many tanks of our team that are going to the western flank. So I thought, there are like 7 or 8 guns there. It would be just a waste if I didn't assist for them. Imagine like I spot some enemy now and there are like 7 guns shooting at him. Well, not really happening. While on the other flank, Krokodil is trying to fight with Chaffee and some still unknown number of enemies. And while the eastern flank is getting very hot, there is a big fight going on. My western flank is so far a bit too slow and, well, lazy, so to say. While in the east we are really losing this flank because, well, our team is outnumbered there. But the fight is not over yet, so taking out as many enemies as possible and retreating. While back in the west, something finally started to happen. And, well, the enemy team is finally starting to suffer some losses, but, the overall result of my maneuver here is a lot less than I expected it to be. And there is Matilda trying to snipe me from 400 meters, but it's pretty difficult, I'm quick and it's not too accurate at such a distance, so it can't really hit me. While in the west, our flank has entirely collapsed and we all have to regroup in the middle, somewhere around E2 to repel an attack of the enemy team, which is coming from both flanks at the same time now, but the fight is not over yet, of course. Now, if you are in some quicker tank and your team is losing, then the best tactics would be aggressive, because the enemies approach you, well, from the north, from the south in this case, and the best thing that we can do is that we flush the southern flank, we just kill everyone in the south so that we have some space to fall back to, because if we give the enemies time, to concentrate their attack from both north and south, then we won't have any safe place. We will be vulnerable to either of those flanks. So we need to clear south first, because in the south the enemies are not in such quantities, so then we'll be able to fall back and then shoot those who come from the north. So we are about to finish off these two spies behind our base, and then the next target will be the tank destroyer, and somewhere there should be the Matilda, which has been crawling all this time in the direction of our base. I'm wondering what kind of fun that could be, when you play such a slow tank and then everything just happens without you taking part in it. You're kind of hostage of your speed. So as I'm unloading the Swedish tank destroyer, you can see that I'm doing it pretty slowly. I'm allowing my aiming circle to concentrate, to shrink a bit more on the target between the shots, between the clicks, so that I put in as many shots as possible, because it's really important now and every shot counts, so I need to have maximum accuracy with my each click. So this is quite a useful tip for some autoloaders which don't, aim quickly enough, especially at a distance. The last target in this flank is Matilda, and after we kill Matilda we will be able to, keep falling back and shooting at Lux and OY experimental coming from the north in the direction of our base. At least we are going to be safe from our back. But Matilda is still there to kill, and it's pretty thick armored, so I'm loading one of my 2 cold magazines for it. And, well, I have to take some damage to shoot it. I don't know if it was really necessary, but at that time I was pretty sure that it was worth it, because tactically it was a win. Tactically we were really making ourselves some space to fall back to, which is a lot more important than hit points at this moment. 2 versus 7 turns into 2 versus 6 pretty quickly, with Krokodil killing one of the artists, but you know, there is still that one arty, the one which wasn't nerfed because it's premium, it's overpowered, it has even gold, is it AP or heat something, and you know, it has a crazy rate of fire. So still, you know, there is no chance that we can stand, because if we stop and we're spotted, that thing is going to hit us very, very quickly. I had to risk it, you know, take my chances and unload at Lux while he was unloading at me. I was trying to use landscape as a cover, and seems like it worked well as Krokodil finishes that Lux off. And well, we have just a few enemies left, but still it's 2 versus 4, and you know, those are 2 autoloaders. I'm one shot, so we should really be very cautious here. And well, we are really planning to move a bit further to the enemy base, and then my intention was to really go around, you know, to the left, you know, throw ourselves over the railway, because I thought for a moment that if Lux decides to, you know, flank us through the water, through the middle, you know, through the swamp, I just don't want that Lux, which was last spotted near the middle, to go around us and then suddenly get our back. So I decided to go through this place. There is no time to be careful, so I'm using landscape, you know, peeking out as little as possible so that, you know, I have some ground in my aiming circle. That means that the enemy can see only the very tip of your turret. I unload as much as possible at Lux, and Krokodil finishes off this enemy, and the clock is ticking. We have to rush to our base. The time is against us, and just as everything around. So it's not going to be easy. There is Lux, which we at least penetrate. There is OY Experimental, which is very armored, so we will have to make something up. And there is still that RT Lopehub, which aims very quickly, which has a fantastic rate of fire, so we can't really afford to stay on one place for very long. So we managed to win ourselves just a little bit of time, but it's not enough. The clock is still ticking, and we're still very close to losing this one. And you know, it's very hard to approach the enemy tanks, well, undetected, or at least... Wow, that was a double reset, that was very nice. The Krokodil's aiming circle was at Lux, but one of the shells seems to have penetrated OY Experimental and reset the capping completely, and allow us to operate here, you know, without unnecessary panic, without need to reset the capping immediately. So now we can do some brainstorming, try to approach from the left, from the right, and well, probably make something up. And as we approach OY Experimental and Lux here, Lux makes a horrible mistake and he becomes one shot to us, so he is now very, very easy to kill. Well, I'm one shot too, so I have to be extremely careful, especially, you know, with that kind of an autoloader, which can just, you know, spray the shells around making several shots in a second. So I always try to approach as safely as possible. Another reset from Krokodil, doing very nice job, and I'm really hoping to get this side of OY Experimental here. Was a bit too angled for me, and you know, at this moment I was really regretting not taking any more gold rounds, because you know, I usually don't shoot so much gold, but this is just the moment where it could be like so necessary. So the last of the Lux is finished, and now it's only us, OY Experimental, and the Super RT, which was trying to hit us all this time, but you know, we were moving and moving and moving, and now our main goal is to hide here behind this landscape, because OY Experimental seem to be moving our direction, so we need to have some cover behind us, you know, we need some cover between us and OY Experimental, and this was like the closest landscape cover, natural cover that we could use there. So now distance is our friend, and what we have to do is, well, simply to approach OY Experimental from two sides, and that will allow us to, well, have him with his side to either of us, and thus one of us will definitely penetrate him. Or at least that is the plan. So as we were breaking distance with OI Experimental, he decided not to chase us. Of course, he is too slow for that. So he returned to our base and started to cap again. So the time is ticking again, but we really have to split. You know, one tank is pretty enough to reset the capping, and we just need one reset, you know, before I approach him from the east. So all we need to do now, all Krokodil needs to do now, is to simply shoot his track, or, well, I'm giving a friendly reminder there. Just to hit his track, you know, to make his track go orange, and that will be enough. That will just reset the cap and give me enough time to get to the side of this OI Experimental, who is surely not expecting me there. And, well, even if he is, not much that he can do about, you know, both of us at the same time. Just one little reset, I'm almost there, I almost have his side. Just give me a little bit more time. There he goes, that's the reset, and that means that I can approach OI Experimental safely from the side. He will never ever see me first because, well, I have ammo, he doesn't. And, well, all I have to do is just to take a good position, have his side, and then just unload. And there is a good chance that he even won't see me, even after I shoot. So now the most important moment, I see his side, and then, well, it's too far. My autoloader simply loses all the penetration at that distance. I have to get closer. And then, now this is the most important moment of the battle. And this battle is finally over. So if you are interested, then check out KrokodilMitButterbrot Twitch channel. She streams in German. The link is in the description, and leave your opinion about these kind of videos. I'm really curious if you like it, and, well, see you next time, guys.